Hello and welcome. This is Wilrens for Create a Learning Site, the place to go deeper in your understanding of the Bible. When I teach, I often point to the value of a reverse interlinear, especially as a software feature. A reverse interlinear shows the English text and enables us to look up the Greek or Hebrew word behind an English word simply by clicking or hovering over it. As a cost-free option, I particularly like the Step Bible that you're looking at here. However, I've now found an even better resource for this, put out by the United Bible Societies, called Marble. I'll briefly explain a few things about it and then do a short demo. One example of Marble is that it shows, verse by verse, the full text of either the Greek New Testament or the Hebrew Old Testament, and then right next to it a translation, in this case in English. When I click or hover over a word, either in the original language or in the translation, it changes color in both languages, so it's easy to see which words in English and Hebrew or Greek are linked. But there's more. When I click on the word, it opens a dictionary in a separate column. Now, you can do that in the Step Bible as well, but the Step Bible and other free resources come with older dictionaries and lexica, ones that are no longer under copyright and therefore somewhat out of date. That is not true for Marble. It comes with two up-to-date and innovative dictionaries. Semantic dictionaries that will need some explanation, but for the Greek text it contains a semantic dictionary based on the Greek English lexicon of the New Testament by Semantic Domain, published by Lau and Nida, the most recent version 2021. For the Hebrew text, it comes with its very own semantic dictionary of biblical Hebrew. Now, these dictionaries are new and up-to-date. Not only that, they differ significantly in their approach from traditional dictionaries. Traditional dictionaries provide definitions of words, but defining a word can be quite hard. For example, think of different kinds of furniture. We all readily recognize a table, a chair, and a stool. But how do you define, say, a chair in such a way that every chair is included and everything that is not a chair is excluded? And this is certainly not how children learn to speak. We don't give them definitions of words so they know which term to use. They pick up the meaning of words by placing them in relationship to other words. For instance, a couch is not a chair, but they are both furniture. And different from a table, they are strongly associated with the verb to sit on. One can sit on a table, of course, but that's not its normal use. And most of the time, parents don't want their children to do that. So, to put it simply, furniture is a semantic domain. Semantic means meaning. It includes terms like couch, chair, table, and to sit. Or, in the words of the Summer Institute of Linguistics, an offshoot of Wycliffe Bible Translators, a semantic domain is an area of meaning and the words used to talk about it. An area of meaning and the words used to talk about it. Like furniture, the different kinds of furniture and what we do with furniture most of the time. The concept of semantic domain was developed in the context of Bible translation, especially by Wycliffe and the Summer Institute of Linguistics. It has proved tremendously helpful in mapping the words in a new language and in finding appropriate words to use in translating Bible. But it has also made possible a new type of dictionary, one that takes the relations of words to other words into account, a semantic domain dictionary. It places each word within a hierarchy or network of semantic domains. It takes some getting used to, but it's a great tool. Let me show you the domains we're talking about. So here we are looking at the relevant website for semantic domains, semdom.org. And here's here we can call up a list of the highest level semantic domains. One of them, let's look at this one, social behavior. Under social behavior we have 4.1 relationships. Let's go for this. And then further on into kinship. You see how this has a hierarchical structure, domains and subdomains organized in relationship to each other. And I'm specifically looking now for relationships that are based on birth, which includes parents and children, something every language need to be able to talk about. Parents, children, we often distinguish them by male, female, so we have father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter. These categories are so foundational. I expect every language on earth has words to refer to these. Obviously, this is, you can tell this is a semantic domain. These words are related to each other. They are different, but they come in the same broader area of subject, semantic domain. So this is one way we can structure a dictionary. So let's now go to Marble and have a closer look. Here we see the New Testament opened. It's quite easy to switch back and forth between Old and New Testament here in the upper right corner. And in the central column we have the double text, Greek and English, here Matthew 1. When I hover on a word like book here, it changes color and I can easily see which word corresponds with which word in the other column. Book, if I click on it, I open the dictionary entry, the presumed sense of the word book in this, or the word biblos, I should say, in this context. Obviously, we're in the domain of communication, of written language. So that makes sense. We're dealing with a written statement of some sort, biblos. Notice that the entry also gives me grammatical information. It explains the form of the particular word to be. It's a noun in the nominative, feminine, singular. Now, it will take some effort to get to know the abbreviations, but if you're interested, the information is there. It also requires some understanding of grammar, especially when it comes to the verb, how to understand the terminology, some understanding of how Greek or Hebrew verbs function in order to use this. But if you've put in that effort, or if you're familiar with this, then the information is there. Here, for instance, a Greek verb in the domain of birth and procreation. It gives us the information, the grammatical information on this particular verb in this location. So helpful if you know enough to make sense of this. It definitely gives you a word meaning for the term you're looking at. Now, here we are obviously in the sphere, in the semantic domain of kinship relations. Well, let's look at this term son, a very basic one, a common one. Jesus is the son of David. It's a kinship term. Here we have the semantic domain, kinship relations involving successive generations. It's an extended meaning of son. Because, of course, in the most literal sense, Jesus is not the son of David. There are many generations in between. In English, we would be more likely to say the descendant of David, not the son of David. But you can, in Greek and also in Hebrew, you can put it like this. The word son can have this more extended meaning. So we get information on the word and its meaning. Now, we really want to know it. We could go to the dictionary, the actual dictionary entry for the word, to look at all the possible meanings of the Greek word. There's quite a few of them. Here they are listed. You can see it's quite an entry, because this basic kinship term, which originally, or its most basic form, has to do with parents and children, father and mother, and the son, the male descendants of these two. That's the first meaning listed here. Kinship terms, an immediate male offspring. But we've already seen there's other ones here, 1030, successive generations, an extended meaning. But there's also very different meanings. It can be used as a term of affection, obviously, which is the second one listed here, where someone is addressed as son. We can even do this in English. Someone is addressed as son, hey son, who's not a relative at all. It's a term of endearment in that case. And so there are quite a few different uses of this word here, with examples, combinations, possibilities. It's all listed, the potential meanings of the word son in Greek. And when studying a particular context, the interpreter needs to decide which of these is the actual sense of the term. Now, this looks quite daunting. I wouldn't start here with the actual dictionary entry, but I did want to show it so you know it's there. In most cases, for quick reference, this will be enough. Just click on the word. But talking about kinship terms like this and the word son, there is an Old Testament phrase that comes to mind. I would like to go there and see what the dictionary does with it. The Old Testament phrase, sons of the prophets. What does that mean? Obviously, or in all likelihood, they're not direct biological descendants of the prophets. It's not their children that we're talking about. So what does it mean? Here we have it, 2 Kings 6. Now the sons of the prophets said to Elijah, who are they? Now in here too, if we click on the word, we get the dictionary entry. We are in the domain of relatives and people. In this case, the word can be used for a member of a larger group of people that are in some way related. Here, not related by family, but by, well, calling. I wouldn't say profession, but calling, share a certain calling. Sons of the prophets, they're a member of this group or community of the prophets. In all likelihood, that's what it means. Not a school of the prophets, but a community of prophets. Here too, we can jump to the dictionary to get all the possible meanings. The Hebrew dictionary, semantic dictionary on this website gives all sorts of contextual meanings that we can hide or show. There are also further grammatical meanings that we can call up. So there's a lot more information if you want it. Notice that this too looks rather daunting if you're just beginning, so probably not the place to start, but it lists all these different uses of the term son that go far beyond the immediate family relationship of parents and children, but are in some way, often, not always, but often are in some way derived from it. So that's a quick look, a quick demo of Marble. I think it's a wonderful tool if you want to dig a little bit deeper, want to know more exactly what's actually being said in the original language version. Have a look at it, try it out, play with it, and see if it becomes a helpful tool that you'll resort to more often. That's it for now. In closing, a personal note, Create a Learning site is approaching its 10th birthday. It's hard to believe, but come April I will have been writing monthly inputs on the website for 10 years, 120 issues. And to be honest, I feel like I need a break. I do not want to stop, but I do want to step back for some months for evaluation and longer term planning. In other words, I'm going to take a sabbatical, starting in May. There's still a few issues to come until then.
The show will be starting in just a few moments. Thank you for your patience. The show will be starting in just a few moments.